Juvenile dermatomyositis. 23 letters that are pretty difficult to say, but I'm certain are much more challenging to live with. We're out here at the range today, of course, to do some shooting, but we're also going to learn a little bit about JDM, why it's important to know about it, and most importantly, something you can do to help. So I said it at the beginning, juvenile dermatomyositis. JDM is one disease that belongs to a group that's simply called juvenile myositis. So juvenile dermatomyositis is an inflammation of the skin and the muscles. The prognosis of JDM is serious. It begins as inflammation of the skin showing up as rashes. But if untreated, JDM manifests itself as the immune system attacking the muscles, which eventually leads to difficulty in movement. Some movements as simple as sitting up, swallowing, or even breathing. There is a treatment course for juvenile dermatomyositis. It's an aggressive series of infusions of steroids and injections of chemotherapy drugs. And the goal is remission in 3 to 5 years. Now you've got to be asking yourself, why in the world am I standing here on a shooting range in the wintertime talking to you about a juvenile disease? In August of 2019, Julie Golob, a good industry friend of mine, let me know that her daughter had recently been diagnosed with JDM. Now, if you don't know who Julie is, she's a world champion shooter, she's a hunter, she's a Second Amendment advocate, she's a professional competitive shooter. But most importantly, she's a wife and a mom. Julie, being who she is, decided that she wanted to do something to help not only her daughter, but all kids that suffer from juvenile myositis. So she developed a challenge to help raise awareness and raise funds to cure JM. Now I'm going to suggest that you head to her website. You're going to go to juliegolob.com/curejm. And when you get to her site, you're going to learn about all different kinds of ways that you can help to raise awareness and raise funds to cure JM. But we're here today to talk about a very specific way that you can help. And that's by shooting the Aim2CureJM challenge. I've got a target hanging up right back there, and we're going to shoot it in just a minute. Now, a couple of months ago, I knew nothing about JDM. It's a rare disease. It affects somewhere around 2 to 4 children out of every million. And that's good news that so few people are affected, but it has some negative consequences as well. The rarity of JDM means that physicians may have a more difficult time of diagnosing the disease because they simply don't recognize it. It means that there aren't a lot of treatment options for folks that suffer from JDM because there isn't a lot of money for research. Now I'm going to be shooting the Aim2CureJM challenge today with the Springfield Hellcat. It's a subcompact 9mm. I'm going to run it from the low ready at 3 yards, and it's not going to be easy because I'm going to be pushing for a par time of 3 seconds. Remember I told you at the beginning that JDM, juvenile dermatomyositis, has 23 letters? Well, this challenge is a 23-round course of fire, and each of the 5 strings represents something important about the disease JDM. Again, the goal is number 1, to raise education and awareness, and number 2, to raise funds. The first string is 5 rounds onto the largest part of the target, the pentagon. All right, let's do this. Those 5 rounds need to be fast and they need to be accurate. And that represents the idea that physicians need education and resources to be able to quickly and accurately diagnose JDM. The second and third strings of fire represent all of the different challenges that children and families face when they're fighting JDM. The second string of fire, 5 rounds, 3 at the circle and 2 at the square. The third string of fire, 5 rounds, 2 at the square, 2 at the circle, and 1 at that pesky little triangle. Oh, horrible. The fourth string of fire is 5 rounds, 1 on each of the shapes on the target. This string represents the fact that with JDM, it's not always moving forward. It's the only string that returns to that pentagon that you started on, and that represents sometimes on the path to remission, there are setbacks and even a return back to the beginning. The final string of fire, it's 3 rounds into the star, and it represents entering remission. Now, there are tons of different ways that you can shoot the Aim2CureJM challenge. It doesn't matter if you have a holster or not. It doesn't matter if you're shooting a handgun or a long gun. Again, head to juliegolob.com/CureJM and you can see all of the different variations you can shoot, or you can just make up your own. Now, the goal of the Aim2CureJM challenge is more than just you coming out, having fun, and learning to be a better shooter. Remember, it's about raising awareness, but also raising funds. Once you finish the Aim2CureJM challenge, you're gonna head to bit.ly/Aim2CureJM. When you get there, you're gonna either make a donation of $1 for each hit you made on the drill, or you're gonna make a flat donation of $23. And then of course, you're gonna jump on social media and share pictures with your friends. Again, all of the information on how you can participate and help out, you can find it at juliegolob.com/CureJM.